Hi, this is Mimi from Mimi's Paper Crafting. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're making some Father's Day cards. It was just Mother's Day, so now it's time to make Father's Day cards. This time I'm making 3, and we're gonna get started on one of them, which is just one that I used my biggest letter dies for. Okay, I'm looking all over for my glue, and it's in the same spot it always is. It's going to be one of those mornings. Actually, we need to stamp first. I didn't even think about it. But I have the same stamp I used for Mother's Day, also has Father's Day. So I'm just going to stamp out Happy Father's Day on 2 of them. The other one, I used the die I just got from Temu. I'm so proud of myself. I actually used the die that I bought for this reason, unlike Mother's Day. But I needed 3 cards. I needed one for my ex-husband, one for my dad, and one for the boyfriend. So we're just going to stamp these out. Like so. And then instead of moving the stamp, we're going to be lazy, okay? And I'm just going to figure out how to put this in the right spot. That looks good there. So that I don't have to move the stamp. There, sounds good. Looks good. It doesn't sound good. It looks good. Jeez Louise, you know, it is very early in the morning. I didn't sleep very well last night, and I got up at 6 o'clock to come down here. It's currently 7:15. And when I tell you, it's getting to be that time of year where it is so warm down here. I am sweating. What happened there? I'm sweating like I'm going to have to go grab the fan. Come on. Oh well, that's just how it's going to be. Just how it's going to be. That Y doesn't want to finish stamping right. Oh, it didn't on the other one either. Maybe there's something wrong with it. There might be something on it. It's not. You know what it is? It's ripped. I didn't know that was a thing. That sucks. Now I'm gonna have to buy a new stamp set so I can stamp Happy Father's Day and Happy Mother's Day. That's literally the only thing I use this for. So that sucks. You know what else sucks? Not knowing where. There it is. I was like, where's the sleeve? Okay, now we can get started on this one. Okay, so we're just going to glue this flat to the card base. Now for this one, this is an older style card you've probably seen made so many times. This one's for my ex-husband. But honestly, last year I made him a fishing card, and I didn't have dies. So I made it like, I don't even remember. I made it on camera. All right. Now I did cut out a bunch of letters so we can puff out the word dad. As you can see though, I cut them out in different colors because I had forgotten that I needed to pull them apart, so we make sure we glue them together. That I needed extra D's. Yep, forgot that I needed extra D's. So what do we got here? 3 and 3. We have one extra. And then those. All right, we're just going to start gluing them together. If you want to skip having to cut this out 100 times, foam. You can use foam. But do I have foam? No. I always have the best of intentions of getting some, and then I never do. We're just going to glue and stack. Glue and stack. I wanted to make sure I'm using the same thickness for the D's. The A I don't think I really care about. So glue and stack, and like I said, foam. If you don't want to glue and stack, you use foam. This gives it a dimension without using foam tape. And so when I mean foam, I mean like that fun foam stuff, not foam tape. Okay. And when you do this, you can do this in two ways. You can pop this part up and only use one letter so it's more recessed, or do what I'm doing, which is gluing it multiple of the word together and making the background recess. But if you do that, make sure you keep your insides. Always make sure you keep your insides, you guys. I accidentally threw it away, so I had to dig it out of the garbage. I wasn't paying attention and I threw it away, so I had to dig it out. So then it'll nestle in here, and then this guy will get glued in down in the bottom in the correct way. There we go. And then it'll pop off the page. Now, why am I using orange? Orange is my ex-husband's favorite color. Fun fact, it's also my boyfriend's favorite color. Okay. I know what you're thinking. How did that end up happening? I don't know. Like, whose favorite color is orange? I've never, until my ex-husband, heard anybody say, my favorite color is orange. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to glue these in. And put them in the hole. Pick it up, make sure you get it in right. We'll go to the A, and then we'll put our insides in. So if you want to do it in the opposite way, you'll have to keep multiple of your insides, or pop it up in some other way. But your inside would get popped up and your outside would get popped up. Understand what I'm saying? So basically what I'm saying is you would have to cut out your letters multiple times and just keep the insides and one of the outsides. Okay. We're just going to put glue in the middle. And which way does it go again? Nope. It goes this way. Push it in. Same with the A. And that way. Okay. And this is one card done. See that? One card donezo. Let's move on to the next card. This one is for this, but I want to cut, I forgot I wanted to cut a blue background. Do I have scraps that I can do that from? I do. I do, she says, I do. All right. Cut this to 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then I'll just throw that on the floor temporarily. And then we're just going to glue this on and cover the entire back of the card base. I'm just using normal A2 cards. The dad one, I cut the mat to 5 1/4 by 4, and this one I'm just doing the normal A2 size of 5.5 by 4 1/4. Okay, let me trim it though. Doesn't matter, it'll always happen. Because you always end up, since you're not cutting this, when this happens, you don't worry about it. This is not a big deal. This is basically human error. I cut the card bases last week and cut this week. That's how that happens. So I have this, and then there's this that would go like what, right here? I don't even know. This does not match up. I don't know what this piece is for, so we're going to ignore it. Doesn't exist anymore. And we're just going to glue these down. This is for my dad. My dad loves his birds. Personally, I hate birds, but hey. He's got 2 of them as pets. And he single-handedly keeps the bird seed industry going, I'm going to tell you that much. This man constantly has bird seed delivered. And he's constantly trying new brands to find the best bird seed. He just loves his birds. And I swear, it's like they come from all over. They know. They know to come here. And the amount of freaking finches in our yard is insane. Alright, I'm just going to center this at the bottom. Okay, making sure I was going the right way. Like so. That's a really good die. That's this die here that I got from Temu. It's a really good die. And then I had these birds that I bought years ago. And yes, they're large. But it's the only birds I have. And I cut them out in just some different colors here. So I'm just going to use one birdie, and a wing. That's way too bright. We're just going to use the green. That was crazy. And then maybe right here, the red, and then a red wing. Like so. Sounds good to me. What do you guys think? You know what? He'll appreciate it no matter what. I My dad saves all of his homemade cards. He has them for years that I've made him on his dresser. You want to hear something else funny? My kid saves all his cards too. Yep, he saves all his cards. Here we go. And then this one. I might have smaller bird dies somewhere. I just don't know where they would be. I feel like maybe I don't know, I'm not a bird expert. I don't know how it's supposed to look. Not a bird expert. Put one here and one there, or back the way it was. We'll do it back the way it was. So yesterday, the big dog was barking outside all day long. All day long. Why, you may ask? Because the squirrels were taunting her. The squirrels were running from one tree to the next. There were 2 of them. And she was just chasing them, and then they'd just sit in the tree. And she just sat there for hours staring at the trees and the squirrels in the tree. She's special. That pup's special. All right. Okay, that's cute. So it's the second. I was like, I lost the other one. It's right here. It's the second one down, and we have one more to go. And that is this one here that I never cut a card mat for. Okay, hold on. Okay, I found this in a paper pad called Textures, I think it was. I don't remember. I've had it for so long, and I got it on clearance at scrapbook.com. This side looks like knit, and the other side is just like a burlappy texture. So that's what I'm going to use. Also, I'm sorry if you hear that, but I ended up having to go plug the fan in. I'm getting very warm. All right, so I struggled with this die. First of all, I used this Happy Father's Day die that I got on Temu. This one right here. Okay, so I have that. There we go. And then I have this wood slice die that I got on Temu, and I'm going to tell you, if you like this wood slice die, I would get the Tim Holtz version. Not the generic version. It did not cut out. See that? It did not cut out. This one, I barely got to cut out, but we're going with it. It's for my boyfriend. He'll understand. So we're just going with it. Just got to find where to line that up. Okay. Oh, I should have went the opposite way, huh? Okay. I should have went dark to light instead, light to dark instead of dark to light. Yeah, well, it's literally a card. I'm not concerned. Okay. Yeah, I would, if you like this die, I think this is a generic of a Tim Holtz, I would find the Tim Holtz die and use the Tim Holtz die and buy that, spend the money. And you know, I would never, I'm not the person to be like, spend more money. I always tell you to, if you can, buy the generic, because I'm sorry, I think dies are overly priced. If you put somebody who's popular's name on it, now they're overpriced. However, this one didn't cut right, so. All right. So we're just gonna do that. And then that maybe. Like I said, the boyfriend won't care. The boyfriend will be like, what happened? And I'll say, the generic die didn't cut. And he'll say, oh, okay. Now, if it would have been for somebody else, I would have started over. I would have come up with another plan. But I tried everything. I put extra shims in. Everything. And it just wouldn't cut. The other one with an extra shim cut, but the larger one did not. That's how I got the smaller one to cut, but the larger one still wouldn't cut. So if you see that on Temu, don't buy it. And the only reason I bought it is because my boyfriend loves to like do woodworking projects. So I thought that was perfect for him. And then let me tell you, feels very good to have the fan on. It gets, once summer comes, it gets warm down here fast. Once spring and summer, like it'll be bitter cold down here, and the next day it'll be like hot. I mean, I don't know. I'm stumped at what to do for any of these cards. I don't know about you guys. Tell me down below if I'm the only one who has just had I've had no ideas. The creativity is not there for me these days. I think that I might be in a weird bout of the sads. Because I just don't have any interest in anything these days. Listen, the amount of streaming services I go on, I'm just going to put it like right there. The amount of streaming services I go on a daily basis to find something to watch and then turn it off and then go to the next one. Try to find something to watch and then turn it off is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Let me clean up and I'll be back to show you all the cards. Okay. And there they are. I think all of them are good. Look at all the shadows. I gotta turn on the other lights. I did get my lights replaced finally in the basement, and the lighting's just a little bit weird for me, but we'll see. So there we go. These are 3 cards I made for Father's Day. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it gave you some kind of idea on what to do. You know what? Before we go, let's take my white gel pen and do some marks on this because it is very, very like, I hate, oh guys, tell me down below, what's your favorite white gel pen? This is not mine. I hate it. But I got it to try because everybody loves the Jelly Roll pen so much. I hate the Jelly Roll pen. I like the Uniball Signo, but until this is gone, I'm not spending the money on a Uniball. You know what I mean? Like, I have a pen. That's much better. Let's also do on here. Give it a little bit of something. It needed it. And I think over here it should be fine. There's a lot going on there, a lot of texture on there. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some kind of idea of what you could do for Father's Day cards. Every year I try to do something different to give you more and more ideas. There are other Father's Day cards that I have made on my channel before. If you need some other kind of idea, if I remember, I will link them down below. Fingers crossed I remember. I'll make a note when I close up the video. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, I will link those down below. That way you have other ideas of how to make Father's Day cards. And I will see you guys in the next crafty video. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I don't know if I said that. And have a great rest of your day.